So now on the right hand side, we can see all of the items we have put into Inventory Labs. I have it blacked out just for my own privacy, and also I'm going to have this blacked out as well, but we can see the numbers at the bottom. These are going to be the combined stats of all the items you have listed. So once you go through, I like to just scroll through, double check what I have, and make sure everything's looking good. All the conditions, make sure everything's filled out, and just double check. So once I have everything all said and done, you're going to go ahead and click submit. So once you hit submit, then you're going to be packing the boxes. It's going to go ahead and sync with Amazon. And then I also recommend you go ahead and go into Seller Central and open up a window that has this shipment on it. It's going to look something like this. So if you are using 30 up labels, at this point in time, you're going to click this button here. It says review and modify units. It's going to show you an entire list of all the units you have going into inventory. And at that point, you're going to scroll down and you're going to click print. But if you have a lot of units, keep this in mind. There can be multiple pages of the barcodes. So you have to print it from each of the pages, because if you don't, then you're going to be missing barcodes for items that you need to ship in. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up on that. It happened to me before. I ran into an issue where I didn't know about that, and I was super confused for about almost 2 hours on why all these issues were happening. That's why right there. So make sure you print out for all the pages. So now we're going to go ahead and start boxing up. So you see enter box contents, and at this point in time, it all depends on how many units you have. If you have a lot of units, it's going to take a little bit more time to process. If you have less, it's a little faster, and it will tell you if you have any listing errors. And by listing errors, I mean products that you are unable to send into Amazon or unable to sell. Sometimes if you're selling textbooks, some can slip through if you aren't checking the restricted constantly. And so it will tell you which items you cannot send in. So you can send those items in, but you're going to have to get them shipped out. It's going to cost you more money. So if you see that pop up, go ahead and find that product, set it aside, and then worry about it later so you don't have to pay extra money. So if you guys can see here, what I've gone to is the actual Amazon seller account. And if you're using Inventory Labs, this is going to pop up. Everything's going to be grayed out. It's not going to let you do anything. That is because of the APK it's using. It makes it so you're supposed to use Inventory Labs, and it doesn't let you go through Amazon. This seems kind of weird, but that's the whole point of using Inventory Labs, is to use the program. So I'm just letting you guys know that was another issue I ran into as a beginner seller, and I want to help you guys avoid. So just go ahead and do everything through Inventory Labs. Once you're completely finished, all your boxes are filled up, and everything's scanned in, then it will go ahead and sync up with Amazon once again, and it will show you exactly how many boxes you have. So I'm going to show you guys right now. What I do is I pair up my scanner with my computer, and then I go ahead and I open up however many boxes I'm assuming I'm going to use. You can always add more boxes, and then with that little information button, you can go ahead and start scanning books directly into the boxes. So you scan the book and you put it into the box, and then what I do is I put the box directly on the scanner or on the scale, and I go ahead and just fill the box up about 45 pounds. Then I double check. My scale doesn't have a huge surface on it, so I make sure the box is true to that weight, and then I slowly start to add books that are lighter to try and maximize my weight per box. I always try to get anywhere between 48 pounds and 50 pounds, and you have to make sure you're always rounding up your pounds. So if you have 50 on the dot, that is absolutely perfect. I never try to push it that close. I had a box actually this time that was 49 pounds and 15.8 ounces. So that was probably my closest box I've ever done. You're also going to want to make sure you leave a little bit of room for packing material. So I always put something on the absolute top of the box just to prevent if someone's cutting into the seam very hard. I don't want to damage a book with a utility that they're using to open the box. So I just go ahead and put a padded mailer from USPS. I have a tutorial on how to get these for free if you go ahead and check at the top right. And I usually put these and use these to fill my boxes because they're completely free. And then also whenever I have Amazon purchases that I make or Amazon returns, they always send packing material. I save all of it, the craft paper, the sealed air, everything like that, and then I reuse it for my Amazon shipments. And so once you're done filling the boxes up, you're going to see at the bottom middle, it says quantity left to assign, 0. That means everything is scanned into the boxes and you are good to go. That red box will appear, and if it doesn't, go ahead and refresh the page. Sometimes it can be a little finicky. So you want to go ahead and click that and go back to your Amazon seller tab where you just were or what you have pulled open, and you're going to see all of this right here. So this is going to look a little bit different for you. You're going to have a bunch of empty boxes to fill in. I've already filled out this information and bought my shipping, but you're going to go ahead and fill in for each box how many pounds, and be sure to mark with a big Sharpie, as big as you can, just so it's easier for you. Mark the box number, mark the size of the box, length, width, height. And also what I like to do is write how many books are in the box. You don't have to do that. That's just kind of an internal thing. But you write that information on there, and then it makes filling in this part much easier because you can just look at the box and you can see all the information you need, the weight, the size, and you just go right down the row. It tells you the total weight. And then once you finish that, you go ahead and go down here. And at the top, it will say shipment weight and billable weight. Usually, if you do a large shipment, your billable weight will be the same as your shipment weight. If you're doing a small order, you're going to have maybe a billable weight of like 10 pounds and the shipment weight of 7 pounds, something like that. It could be different. I haven't done a small shipment in a long time, but I do remember if it's like a very small shipment, like under 10 pounds, it's going to have different billable weights and different shipment weights. So I try to like maximize with that and, only pay for what I'm going to use. So you go ahead and accept the charges. In this case, it was $75.89, which is pretty good for sending 334 pounds to a different state. Then you're going to go ahead and print box labels out. What I do is I use my personal method of free UPS labels. Once again, I have a video on that, top right corner to view it. And I go ahead and print out the side-by-side. This is on just regular 8.5 by 11 or, plain standard paper. It goes into your printer and you go ahead and print out the labels. And the reason I love those so much is you don't have to use any tape with it. They're already sticky, and you just peel them off and stick them on the boxes. Make sure not to clear or not to cover any seams of the box, meaning anywhere where the box could be cut. You don't want to put the label anywhere near that. I usually put it on the side, or I put it on the top, one sticky label on each side of the flap. So you're going to put those two labels on the box and you are good to go. I go ahead and click complete shipment to verify everything. Then your next job is to take it to wherever your shipping carrier is, and you are done. That is the process of using Inventory Labs for shipping items into Amazon. If you guys have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments. I am glad to answer any questions you have on this topic. And also on my Instagram, I am always answering questions on Instagram. I'm loving the community on Instagram as well. So check me out, Monetary Ocean. That is where I'm at the most often. And until next time, guys, this is David Mueller at Monetary Ocean. Don't wait, dive in.